Welcome to this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Jerome Stevens. He is a master barber, life coach, and author dedicated to empowering individuals on the journey to personal growth and self mastery. Welcome to the show, Jerome.
Thank you for having me, AJ.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form, Jerome. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll talk about transforming personal struggles into strength. So, Jerome, before
Yes.
we come to this, let's understand a bit about your story, your journey, your background, so that people know who they are listening to.
Okay. So a little bit about me. I'm 38 years old. Uh, I'm working on my second marriage, and we'll get to that soon. I have three kids. One is turning 14 at the end of the month. The other one just turned 7, and I have a 2.5-year-old that's right beside me. So if y'all hear him kind of whining a little bit, is he's not feeling well. I'm originally from Maryland, so I'm in the States, United States. Uh, Went to college for a little bit, dropped out. That's for various reasons. I ended up pursuing my passion, which was barbering. And so I'm a master barber. I've been cutting since I was 21. So that's 17 years of experience. I also have a background in real estate, licensed in Virginia. And I officially became, I have a certificate in life coaching. I received that last year, and we'll get into that.
Right, right, Jerome. So how uh, you got into life coaching? Tell us a bit
Mm.
about that. Normally, doing the master barber work itself is so takes so much of time, and then you look forward towards growing that thing. So I want to understand from you.
So, um, hold on, I'm probably have to pick him up because he's not feeling that well.
No
But
problem.
so
You if
you want me to?
you want to give attention to him, no problem.
Yeah,
Life, yeah, yeah,
life is life. Here,
life,
you okay? Here, come in.
yeah. Bring him on the show if you want.
Yeah, I was trying to get him situated before. Here, he, here, come on, come on. He's probably tired, and I think it's
Yes,
okay.
life in life, family is first.
Family
Yeah,
is first.
yeah.
Um, so uh, with master barbering or becoming a barber, I became a barber because when I was younger, like around 16, I wanted to become a psychologist, right? And in my ebook, I talk about how I knew I had this gift of helping people. People would just normally come up to me, and friends or no friends, but just kids in school tell me like what they're going through. You say hi. See, yeah, he's
Hello.
not he's not feeling that well. So they would come up to me and tell me crazy stories. So some things in my ebook that I talk about is basically I don't like talking about it on camera, but basically suicide. I had a few friends that tried to commit suicide, and then they came to me first. Why? I'm not sure. But I was able to help them, even being 12, 13, 14 years old, to be their friend, talk to them. And then so growing up, I was like, I have a knack for helping people. So how can I help people? Let me become a psychologist. I looked into, minorities like ourselves going to psychologists, and I said, we don't really do that. So I was really close to a barber that was cutting my hair from the time I was 11 to 21. So I said, you know what? I like what he does. Like he's the community therapist. So I said, let me get into that. So fast forward till recently, like around 2016, I said, I just feel like I need to do more. There's more people I need to help. So I heard about life coaching. So I said, I don't know. There was only a couple programs at that time that were pretty costly. And I was like, I don't know. We'll see. Because I'm making enough money. At that time I was focused just on money instead of my purpose. I said, I'm making enough money, I'll be okay. But last year it was just really pressed on my heart. And I feel like the creator was just like, it's time. Like all the pain that you have and all that you've been through and that you used while you were behind the chair cutting people, I helped people from committing suicide over their divorce, help people's marriages, help them get interviews, help them get jobs, things of that nature. I said, I feel like the creator was like, it's time to put all of that into life coaching because this is who you're called to be.
Right, right. Jerome, I want to understand you talk about master life by mastering yourself first.
Yes. So when it comes to self mastery, which I'm working on a program that's dedicated to more of self love. So, and I've looked at a few of your videos as well. So I know you're very spiritual. So going through what is now like everybody wants to manifest things. I want to manifest my life. I want to manifest my dream career. I want to manifest my dream partner. The only way to manifest those things, if you read the book Manifest, or you read or seen anything on YouTube about manifest, the biggest thing has to do with self. Your self talk to yourself. So my thing is that it all starts with self love, because if you don't feel like you're worthy of anything, you cannot manifest anything, right? That's the big thing. And in order to love yourself, you must also master yourself. Okay, why do I act like this? Why do I make these decisions? For example, with me marrying my first wife, I knew it wasn't the right decision. It's just that the underlying things, they say hindsight is 2020, right? So the underlying things that I had that was a problem was the pain from my past made me feel like that's all that I was worthy for. Yeah, everything that looked good on the outside, she was very beautiful and everything, but what I was going through in that relationship was not healthy. But that's all that I knew. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I guess this is normal. But it was normal because of the things that I dealt with in my childhood. So it was what's the word that they say? Familiar. So I was like, okay, this is normal. And then when I started working on myself in that marriage and mastering myself, like, okay, I don't like this. So what are my boundaries? Like, okay, I haven't set up healthy boundaries. I don't have positive self-talk in myself. I don't, I'm not even taking care of myself, because if I would, I wouldn't be in this situation. So the more I started to master myself or get to know myself, I was like, this ain't where I'm supposed to be at. Tough decision, because we had at that time a 1 year old, which is my oldest. He's turning 14 at the end of the month. Like I said in the beginning, I was like, I gotta make a decision on leaving this, and this hurts, but I love myself enough and my son enough to not have him grow up in an unhealthy environment like I grew up.
Right, right. And uh, what's the name of your son? He is looking, he's happy, he's quiet now, and he
Yeah,
seems to be enjoying it.
his
And
his
he's
name
watching
is
his
his name is Cannon.
Candy. Very
Cannon,
good.
like cannonball.
Right, right. Hello.
He's trying to read along with his YouTube that he's watching, the little book.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this show is also going on YouTube, so
Hmm.
you can show him on YouTube many whenever it is, so he can see himself a bit there.
Thank you.
Quite busy man, and he's also. So let me understand about the
Yes.
book part. When did you get this idea of book? And you talk about community, and then you also write about the book is called No One Is Coming to Save You. Tell us a bit about this, Jerome, and your feeling about the community.
Okay. So um I used to it's very powerful because your words do have power behind it, right? So a lot of my clients that come to me, they come to me because I'm good at what I do, right? I cut really good hair, but they also come to me because I give them life stories. And in my stories, they're like, yo, you're if I didn't know that you weren't telling the truth, I'd be like, okay, you got this from a movie or from a book, right? So I used to always say, man, my life is like a book or a movie, and I'm gonna put it in book form or movie form soon, right? And then it just came to fruition. A few months ago, I said, I have to write something. I got to write about this. How do I put some of my knowledge in the things that I've been through so people can get a full scope of, hey, I've been through it. I can help you as a life coach. So in the book, no one's coming to save you, or number one is coming to save you. It's a play on words, because you are the only person that can start the process of saving you. So when you start the process of saving you, like I did, like I was going to therapy, I have a life coach myself, things started falling into place. Things started making sense. The world was different to me. So I'm like, hey, instead of being negative, actually all this negativity, I'm gonna actually put this in book form or ebook form for right now, put it also in my coaching so I can help other people. Because like I said, I don't like talking about that S word, suicide. There was various times of my life that I thought about it. I didn't try to, but I've thought about it. But just even having that thought is not healthy. So I said, what if other people are feeling the same way because of their pain that they've been through, because of their traumas that they've been through? So let me show them who I am in a glimpse in this ebook, as well as certain steps that they can take in place of mastering themselves, that they say, hey, you know what? Life is, I have an acronym: learn, inspire, flourish, and evolve through any of circumstances. So that's the book in a little synopsis.
Right. And who is this book for? Is it for a particular uh, uh, people who are only struggling, or others also can learn from it?
So I believe everybody that's ready for personal growth, and then there's a disclaimer. It's kind of a strong disclaimer in the beginning, but it's just to really for people to ask themselves, okay, I'm gonna read this book to learn. I'm not just reading it for entertainment. This book is not for entertainment or to see what I've been through in my life, or for me, like the author's been through in his life. This is actually because I really want personal growth, and I realize that um the person has to ask themselves, hey, I realize that there's some things in my life that I want to change. And for me to change it, with us all being adults, we have the power to do that.
Absolutely, we all have the power to do that. But what about pain? Pain can sometimes become too unbearable, and you can get drowned by pain or in pain. So I want to understand. You talk about that, you know, healing through pain, transformation after pain, and you also talk about pain is just the beginning. If pain is just the beginning, is it more pain or is it healing after that?
So there's healing after the pain. And it's funny you said, is it more pain? It is. It's like you putting a band aid over a cut, right? But you didn't cure the cut, so it can get infected. So to take that band aid back off and get to the infection, it's going to hurt a little bit for you to put an antiseptic on it, alcohol, or whatever it is, right? And then that's what it is in life. It's like, okay, I'm making these decisions. For example, getting a little bit personal, because that's what we're on here to do. Um, the decisions that I made with marrying both of the women that I married was that, hey, this is the best that I can get, right? They're still beautiful women, don't get me wrong. But certain red flags, I believe a lot of people just, hey, look, it is what it is. I'm used to this, so I'm gonna go ahead. But then I had to realize, like, hey, look, let me go deeper into this pain that I have. Why do I feel like this is all that I'm capable of having? You know? And then it hurts. And I'm still in the process of doing it right now. And that's why I said I'm working on my second marriage, because, we'll get to that, because I don't think she want me to disclose that now. But um, just things that I realized that I'm like, hey, look, I I have to change these things, and it hurts very bad, because your whole life, to change your whole life that you're already on a trajectory of doing, but you were making those decisions based on your trauma, your past trauma, whether it's adulthood or childhood. You have to go deep inside of that to change your life, or you're going to keep on being on a trajectory of the same decisions. You understand? So with that being said, you have to go deeper into that pain, but it gets better. It hurts for a little bit, but just like that wound that you're cleaning off, it's going to heal perfectly. If you don't do it, it's not going to heal perfectly.
It's not going to heal perfectly. And I'm watching your son. No better sight than seeing a child sleeping innocently, and that's what I can say. Really, very, and he's opening his eyes and
Yeah.
seeing it. Yeah, when he sees, he understands that perhaps we are talking about him. But uh, let's understand in terms of your clients, Jerome.
Yes.
What sort of clients? What is it that they generally come to you for?
Um, they're from all backgrounds. So I deal with people that work in the mall, people that work in McDonald's, people that government workers. I have a lot of military, um, business owners. So they come to me for various reasons. Number one reason for me cutting their hair, but as in far as a coaching aspect, uh, since I will call myself an entrepreneur, been in real estate for over 12 years, been a master barber for over 17 years, double dabbled into life coaching. So I have a various wide range of advice that I can give them. I help some clients start their businesses because they thought it was too hard. And in the States, in Virginia, I'm like, hey, it's only $100 to just get your business on paper. Now, what you do with that and grow your business, that's on you. I help clients get business credit. Like one of my clients, by the name of Ricky, he started his clothing label. He said, hey, I have an idea of doing a clothing label. So I said, okay, what are you trying to do? And he was like, I don't know how to format my business. So I was like, that's easy. Go to scc.gov, show them how to do that. He was like, what about my EIN? Because the bank is asking for all of this information, articles of incorporation and things of that nature. And I said, that's easy. And then so I showed him in like less than 30 minutes how to do it. And then, so that's one client that comes to me for that. Another clients come to me because they're like, hey, I'm thinking about marrying this woman. I know you've been married twice. Like, this is your second marriage. Like, what are the red flags that you should have looked at or that are non-negotiables? So I helped one of my clients recently, won't say his name, but I helped one of my clients because he said, hey, look, I don't know if I want to stay at home wife. And I said, what do you mean? And then he was just like, because my wife said that she wants to, or my girlfriend said when we get married, she wants to be a stay at home mother to take care of the kids. So I said, so what do you want? And he's like, I never wanted that, but where I'm going, I know that I'm going to go overseas. So if she goes overseas, obviously we just don't want just random people watching our kids. So I don't mind doing that. So I say, okay, now what type of woman are you dating? Like, is she just seems like she's gonna come up off of you because you're making this money? He's just like, no, like she has 2 master degrees. So I said, that's something that's commendable. So maybe you should talk more about, hey, if you are a stay-at-home mom, how long do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Like, set these boundaries before you get in and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm overseas anyway. She can be a stay-at-home mom. And then when the kids go to school, when they're in elementary, you're like, hell, I thought you were going to go back to work. So I was like, you have to set these boundaries and these expectations up in the beginning. And then that will go to show you. But I told him, I said, from my knowledge of what you just telling me, I feel like y'all shouldn't have a problem because she already has shown capability of making money. So I don't think that's going to break your relationship, which everybody knows in the States. The number one way to a divorce is having money issues in a marriage. So just to not get long winded, things of that nature, that I've helped people from. Oh, the biggest one was that's when back in 2016 where I was like, okay, yeah, I have to do more. I was cutting late one night. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I used to stay in the shop late. And another barber's client came in and asked me to cut his hair. I'm like, man, I've been cutting all day. Like, I don't really want to do it. And then he's like, please, man. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm cutting him. And the real reason why he came into the shop was because he came home and his wife cleared out everything in the house. Like, all she left in the refrigerator was bread, jelly, and peanut butter. Like, there was no furniture, there was no food except for that. So he was like, he was dumbfounded because he was like, just 2 days ago, she cooked my favorite dinner. We had, relations. I'll say relations on here. And we were good. He said, I come home, everything's gone. And she took my daughter with her. So um, I was telling him and recounting, what I went through in my first divorce and things of that nature. And at the end of it, I told him, I said, you're going to be okay. It gets better. And he looked me right in my eye And he's like, "Are you sure?" And then right there, I felt in my heart like he was thinking about doing something that he, didn't want to do. So I told him, I said, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Look at me. Yeah, life is still gonna be life, but I'm living. I'm dating now. This is after my first. This is when I was dating my second wife. And I said, I'm dating now. Life is good. Life is still life, but you see that I'm flourishing." He said, "Yeah." And then a year later, I seen him, and he told me like his whole life just changed. He was loving himself. He said he got a promotion on his job, and then his wife that left him, or estranged wife, I would say, ex-wife that left him, wanted to come back to him, but he was like, "I love myself too much to go back to her after what she did to me. I can't do it." So those are some of the clients that I've helped and what they come to me for.
Right, right, Stephen. There is so much to learn from you, and I'm sure a lot of people would want to learn more from you, about you, from your book. Maybe take your coaching, apart from your work as a master barber. Either way,
Absolutely.
if you look at it from a point of view, uh, a barber also helps you take off the load off your head, and a life coach also does the same thing, and you are both.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, for those people who would want to get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to do so?
Best way to get in touch with me is on Instagram. My Instagram handle is I am Coach J Dot. So IAMCOACHJDOT, on Instagram, and they can DM me. Feel free to DM me. And then if they want any coaching, we can set up a personalized coaching program for them. And I'm working on a self-love assessment. They can, sorry, it was a call coming in, so they can see, hey, where they're at with their self, on their self-love meter.
Wonderful, wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. And before I leave, lots of love to Kanan and ask him to get well soon. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care, Mr. AJ.